Keeping a folder structure gets especially important when we start to copy things or make arrays. And there's a few different ways of doing this. If we go back to our cube, click on it, click F to zoom in and look at it. We can either, like in most software, do Control C and Control V, and we make a copy. And we can see here that there's another cube made and in the outliner. And we can then, of course, copy as many as we want. If we want to copy a lot of different ones, then this is not the most handy, because then we don't really know how many are overlapped. Like now I just pushed Control V several different times. And if you've copied things like this and you want them to be aligned, I think there's maybe a way a quicker way to align things, but you can also then look here in the detailed panels for the transform, and as you move things around, you see these numbers changing here. And then you could, let's say if you want them at a certain distance, you can go put this one to 200, and then let's say we do increments of 50. Oh, that wasn't enough. Let's see if we do 100 or 200. And then this one would be 600, etc. So we can then array them in this simple way. But now you can see that basically all the copies we made, they are contained within the folder that we created in the previous project. So that's becomes very important and very handy. Unreal Engine works in a funny way where you would imagine that the more objects you have or more copies you have, the heavier it gets. But Unreal Engine has a way to work with what they're calling instances. So essentially it only costs computation power per object, no matter how many copies of it you have. So we can try this by using this building that comes in these 4 different parts that we just looked at earlier. In this case we use Shift to select all of them, and we can again either Control C and Control V, or we can hold in Alt and drag out a copy. So now we have 2 of them, and then you can see that there's a copy made that's just has an incremental number. And then we can select all of those, zoom out, and do this again. And again. Oops, forgot to hold in Alt. And we can also select all dependencies. So if we get a lot of objects, we can just do that. So we select everything that's in the... So you can continue doing this basically almost indefinitely. I'm just going to create a little city here and then you see here now that we already have too many to scroll through, which is why it's handy to have them in this folder. And I'm going to do again, select all dependencies and let's do one more layer. So you can see if we zoom in here now, we have a whole kind of city, and it doesn't slow down the computer whatsoever. Basically, computationally, it's only loading one single object, and the rendering is then done as if there's only one object.